top form when I'm speaking. Come take a walk in the deep end, talk like a V10, foot to the floor. When I take to the court, serve like I mean it. Top seeded, never conceded. Still crack up when their skills are egregious. That's outrageous, just tasteless. Take out the trash, plus call up the cleaners. Speeches, leaving them speechless. Minister teaching seniors, keynote speakers, taking notes for the season. Team leaders are sneaking a peek when I'm preaching. Not a deacon, I'm a mic man. I'm on the right track, so I don't need Jesus. That's just facetious, performance peaking. I'll be alright, fam.
Gonna count us in. Oh, and we are live.
This is my new entrance song.
Before we start, get 1.5.
Fake news. I don't believe in any of this. It's all bullshit. It's a conspiracy.
We've got our masks on. We're being extremely safe.
The mask is so that China cannot identify me.
Do you feel COVID safe? That's my biggest concern.
To be honest, this workplace is not COVID safe, mate.
It's not?
It's not.
What oh, I've got 1.5 meters. I've measured it. We're not adhering to it, but
We were tongue kissing before, mate.
yes. Masks on, so you can't see my lipstick.
And I've shaved my beard. I hope everyone appreciates these handsome good looks.
Oh, I did that last week and I look like an absolute egg, so I won't be doing that.
I thought it looked good, mate.
Ah, thank you. You're being too kind. All right, guys, I have Joseph Luciano with me in the studio. This has been a long time coming. We were supposed to do it a couple months ago, but things got in the way, and then this COVID thing popped up.
Yeah, man.
So we've had to delay and delay and delay, but it's happened. Have you downloaded the app?
I've downloaded the app 3 times.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm a safe, law-abiding citizen that wants the government to track me and hear every conversation I'm having.
Well, what are they going to find? They're going to find you at the gym at home. At the gym.
Hey, I like to have like this mysterious, outstanding sort of enigma. But yeah, they'll see me at the gym, they'll see me at my girlfriend, and they'll see me at my parents' house. So I'm a pretty boring guy. But I've not downloaded the app. I cue the Nick Patterson intro music. But yeah, I don't believe in that sort of thing, man. I'm a free man.
Pato's been doing a fantastic
Notice man, not human.
Big shout out to Nick Patterson doing a fantastic job protecting our rights out there.
Yeah, it's been crazy, like looking on, and I think whether you agree with his view or not, you've got to respect the right of citizens to protest and not sort of be molested by the police. You know, this is a free country, and I might not agree with everything he says. I might agree with some of the things he says, but I think it's a slippery slope we could be going down.
Well, when we give up our rights, we give up who we are.
100%, man.
Anyway, we're looking like we're getting baby steps back to normality. It's not the normal we know, but baby steps. We're allowed to see each other. You're allowed to.
It's pretty funny, man. Like, I know you're sort of in the industry I'm in with construction and materials and all that sort of thing. Job sites have been running as per normal. You know, I've been in contact with heaps of people. If I get COVID and die, sue the company I work for. Your Air Services. They're a great sponsor of mine. So
Yeah, well,
that's a shout out to Your Air. Thanks, guys.
like you said, I go to job sites and I'm around thousands of dudes.
Yeah.
Thousands of dudes. And
That sounds like a good time.
let's not let's not completely discard. Okay, there's an illness. Some people are getting sick, but if you look after yourself, stay relatively healthy, you're going to be good.
Look,
I think it's kind of been blown out of proportion. But I'm not the fittest, healthiest guy in the world, but if I get it, I reckon I'll be great.
yeah. And I suppose for me, you know, I'm practically a doctor of medicine, and listen to my advice.
All right,
We now know
this is where we put the disclaimer in post-production.
I'm a doctor of medicine, Dr. Joseph Luciano. But I suppose it was good to get. I think the lockdown at the start was good because the medical industry had no idea what this could have been a fucking catastrophe, man.
Yeah.
So it was good to give them a bit of time to power up and get prepared. But hopefully now Australia has done a really good job and we can start sort of easing back on the restrictions, which we are, if Comrade Dan Andrews
Comrade Dan.
allows that, because we are in the nanny state compared to everywhere else. But all in all, good job, guys. You've passed.
And before we forget, he's done the traditional glove signing and a special note on the bottom. So the wall's been destroyed at the moment by my lovely children, but it'll be back up, and Luciano will be up there with them.
I did write an inspirational message.
I'll read it out to everyone.
I-
Share it.
I'm going to share it. I just wanted to say thank you to Fight Kingdom for supporting the local scene. Not many people go out of their way to support grassroots MMA, and especially with Corey and Troy. Mate, thank you.
You guys are definitely welcome, and big shout out to those guys for all the support they've given Kingdom. Grassroots is where it lies at.
For sure.
And you're a shining example of why grassroots MMA is very important, because some of our listeners may not know your history, but do you want to explain how you came into the scene, how it started, and your path?
So do you want to go from like my first fight, or how I sort of got into the IMAF stuff and what's that led to?
Let's talk about what got you interested.
So I was probably like my mum fucked up and let me watch Bloodsport and Kickboxer when I was 12. So I thought like Jean-Claude Van Damme was pretty sick. And then probably early high school, maybe year 7 or 8, I was just on YouTube and I saw Pride and I saw Mirko Krokop high kicking a dude in a mask. And then I saw Shogun like jump stomping someone and I was like, fuck, I want to do that. Like I always thought I was tough and was, I am now, but it was youthful ignorance. So I was a little bit delusional and thought I could beat up anyone.
How funny is it that when we're younger and we actually, that testosterone.
Yeah, you're walking around with a hard cock and you're ready to go, mate.
And you think you can fuck up anybody, but you can't.
Nah.
And it's scarier these days because all those nerds and stuff that got picked on when we were kids, they're all fucking jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, now they're breaking people's knees.
Yeah. So it's a completely different scene now. But when you first started, MMA wasn't as big as it is now, is it?
I actually hated MMA. I only liked the striking aspect. I thought the hugging on the ground was fucking gay. So I got really into K1, and I was a bit smaller back then. So K1 Max, which is 70 kilos, that was like my dream.
Is that what you fought on Peter Haddon's show?
Yeah.
K1?
Nah, I fought MMA on that, but originally I had like 6 or 7 Muay Thai fights, and then I had an MMA fight. Then I went back to Muay Thai, back and forth for a bit, and then I just stuck with MMA when I realized kicking people with your shins actually hurts you too.
Yeah. Checking kicks does hurt.
Yeah.
Well, we're definitely grateful that you did stick with him. Look at you now, like you're doing great things.
Thank you.
So, when did you start actually training martial arts?
Well, I played sort of high-level rep soccer up until the age of 16.
Soccer or futsal?
Both.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I saw like that YouTube, and that was halfway through the season. And my stepdad's got a construction company, so I was working for him. Like, this is bad, but he pulled me out of school to work because he knew I was just fucking around. So I had like a fair bit of money saved up.
So you were age old.
Yeah. And I had a bit of money saved up, and I was going to buy a sick ute to pull chicks with because chicks love utes. And I thought, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go to Thailand by myself for 3 months and train.
You did John Wayne, huh?
Well, I tried, and my mum was like, what is wrong with you? But I eventually wore her down, the power of nagging. So keep nagging out there, children that are listening to this.
Follow your dreams. Go against your parents.
So, yeah, exactly. So I got to Thailand, and I was 16 years old. I had a rat tail, and I thought I was hard as fuck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro.
I had one down the side.
Same, man. Mine was on the side, and it was like dyed, like peroxided white, and it was plaited. Anyway, so I got to Thailand, and I hadn't fought or ever trained any martial arts before, but I could kick from playing soccer. Naturally, I could just kick, similar that foot-eye coordination, you don't get unless you do martial arts or play football. So I started training, and of course, no one expects a random 16-year-old Australian kid to be there. So this like group of adults took me under their wing and like took me out partying and drinking and training
in Thailand?
in Phuket.
Phuket?
Yeah. So I went to
Crazy
Tiger Muay Thai. Yeah.
Crazy part of it.
So I saw like some stuff I probably shouldn't have seen at that age, and my mother didn't know about, fortunately. And started training and just had a really good time. And then I ran out of money 3 months in. Came back, didn't train for like 2 weeks. Just Google searched, saw a few gyms, and walked into Ed's gym and started training. And then within 2 months, I had my first fight. So I'd say out of the 3 months I was in Thailand, I probably trained for 2 months. I got a bit crook over there with alcohol drinking, poison. It was the water. So yeah, within 4 months I had my first fight, and I was 16. We kind of had to like dodgy and not tell them how old I was. I fought a 24-year-old dude and beat him, and then it sort of went on from there. Then I had like 6 Muay Thai fights. And I had my first MMA fight, which again my mum had to drive me to the weigh-ins. It's pretty embarrassing, and it was over in Epping. And I didn't really want to do MMA. I helped some of the guys out in training. Did no jiu-jitsu stuff. That was queer.
So you didn't have any ground game?
Nah,
nothing.
Nah. Wrestling? Come on, man. Just,
You look good in the wrestling.
just stand and bang. And the fight was meant to be no head strikes. This was before IMAF, before any real sanction of what amateur rule sets were. So rock up at this joint. I'm fighting a man. I think he was a blue or purple belt. Like quite a few fights, maybe 5, which at that stage was heaps. And they said, "Do you want to do head strikes?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, it's the only thing I can do. Like punch someone in the head."
Where else would you hit someone?
Yeah, exactly. So it was head strikes, and yeah, I ended up winning that. He actually mounted me. I reversed him, and I was hooked from that moment on. I was like, "This is like a real fight."
So you actually fluked the reversal?
Yeah, fully fluked it, man. I'd done like maybe 4 jiu-jitsu sessions, but thought it was kind of useless. It saved my ass.
It's a bit different now, isn't it?
Yeah, and then I was hooked on MMA, and I went back and had a few striking fights, and it's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but there's nothing like fighting MMA. It's as close to a street fight as possible, which is cool.
It's as cliche as it sounds. It's as real.
It's as real as it gets.
As real as it gets. Because you've obviously been in a street fight.
Yeah.
It always ends up on the fucking floor.
It does, unless you kick him with a Doc Martin in the head first, mate.
What Doc Martens, mate?
Hey, he's up on the docks.
Doc Martens in high school.
But
that's like an Australian right.
But it was, it's as real as it gets, and people are watching me do violence that I probably would have been doing anyway, and it's socially acceptable.
Were you an angry kid?
I wouldn't say angry, but I've always, whatever sport I played, when I played futsal or soccer, I always had something inside of me, mate, like a fire burning inside of me. I always played with my heart on my sleeve and sort of put my body on the line and didn't really care. I just had this kind of competitive thing inside of me, and the sports was the outlet for it.
How were your parents at the start when you told them, "Mum, I want to punch people in the face"?
Well, my mum understands. She knows me the best. She birthed me, so she's seen me grow up, and she probably knew there was something kind of a little bit fucked up inside of me. So she would. She's like, "Why couldn't you play soccer? Why couldn't you keep doing that? Like, you're doing all right. You're doing all right at it."
People up playing soccer.
So she understood, and my stepdad wasn't about it, but he didn't discourage me from doing it. My dad didn't want me to do it at all, but yeah, I did.
You did it anyway.
Yeah.
So you're lucky. I really wanted to.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, "Fuck off. You're not fighting people."
Do you think? Obviously, they had your best interests at heart.
Yeah. They wanted me to avoid brain damage, but I
Yeah.
did that anyway.
Exactly. So I think it's that old school mentality where what we know is best, and it is best. That is the best thing. Fighting's a mugs game, mate. Like, look at me. I used to be a Calvin Klein model.
You look good now. You look much better now.
Yeah, but I can hardly count to 5.
You got your shoes off. That'll help you out. But MMA is not like boxing.
It isn't.
Boxing, I think you get more CT doing.
Oh, 100%, man.
Constantly being cracked in the face.
100, and most boxers are dumber blokes than MMA fighters.
I think
Most. Some of you aren't, but I think it might have been like that before the punching in the head.
I have such a feeling that after this podcast is released, people are going to beat me up on the street.
That's okay, as long as it's not me, mate.
I'm going to have to work.
Nah,
on my
all my boxing homies, you're not dumb. You've just become dumb from too many hits in the head, and I'm not far off. But MMA is chess.
It is. It is chess. Boxing is chess to an extent, but MMA is full body.
Yeah, but who wants to get punched in the head, mate? And that's going to happen when you box.
Yeah, you got no choice.
No.
But then, and then there's guys like in wrestling that come into MMA and they just double leg someone and finish it without getting punched. Like GSP hardly ever got punched.
I don't know. I would disagree with that. I think he had one of the highest rates of getting hit.
Did he?
Yeah. You need to check the CompuStrike numbers for that.
I don't have. I don't know what kind of. Really?
100%, man.
Dude,
Why do you think he's seeing aliens and shit? He's getting abducted, mate.
He's Canadian. That's not.
No. He's French Canadian. It's even worse.
Really?
Yeah, seriously.
He took a lot of damage.
I reckon he did for sure.
I clearly have taken a lot of damage, not remembering it.
Probably, but hey.
I remember watching it and being, it's GSP, lay and pray, and that's when we did not know shit.
Yeah, true.
Man, I used to look at it and go, he's just lying on top of him. Why doesn't he get up and punch him?
It's funny how it's changed, right?
Yeah, and now it's like, we watch Khabib and it's like a masterpiece.
Yeah, but there is a difference between Khabib and GSP. I wouldn't say GSP was a lame prayer, but he was looking more for the sub. Khabib is murdering people on the ground, mate. He's crushing them with strikes. So a little bit different. And to the casual fan,
that's me.
You're not a casual fan. You're educated, mate.
Podcast, the over-opinionated casual.
That would have been a good name, but you are not a casual, mate. No, you're not.
I'll be completely honest. I enjoy fighting. I love watching. I love every aspect of it, but I'm not analytical.
Okay.
I'm not analytical. I understand what needs to be done.
So is it the violence you like or the show? Because I like the violence.
I like the violence.
Yeah, okay.
I love the violence, and I like the fact that it's required intelligent people to make that violence happen. Because otherwise, you just be watching two guys flap their arms around.
Yeah, but I like watching that too. World Star, yo.
Oh, I actually watched two. I was telling you on the phone. I watched two old men beating the shit out of each other today.
You should have pulled the camera out.
I did.
That's the most millennial thing I've ever said. Pull the camera out and video the two old dudes fighting.
This old guy was beating the shit out of another old guy, and then another old guy came and helped him.
Two of them beat the one.
They beat the shit out of this guy, and he kept walking back.
Fuck!
And they keep beating him and throwing him out.
2-on-1. They must have been Italians,
and
mate.
I'm thinking, should I get involved? But this idiot keeps going back in to get beaten up. I'm like, I should mind my own business here and enjoy it.
Maybe add like a Chris Lieben style where he's just going to wear him down and eventually
wait for the other guy's cardio or life to
fuck. That's pretty hectic, dude.
Yeah, and then
where was this though? What suburb?
In Broadmeadow.
It's a daily occurrence down there, man.
Fuck. So yeah, I was in shock. I'm like, should I help him? Should I not?
I reckon who knows what he did, right?
Yeah, exactly right.
Like he could have fingered he could have fingered one of their like wives or something. So maybe it was fair. But you don't want to I think you've got some sort of Nico, you'll have to quote me, give me a quote on this, but you may have some sort of liability, responsibility. If you see him die. No, if you see him die. So maybe just don't let him die next time.
No, I think the rule is if they're like knocked out or some shit, and then you start administering.
You can't stop, right?
You can't stop.
Fuck.
So don't start.
Yeah, that's fucked, isn't it?
That's a weird rule. Like, if I've started, I don't think I can stop and even hand it over to you. I just made that up.
You definitely did, because I did a first aid course, and you should pass it over to me after a while, so we share the load. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, that would help.
What sort of ethnicity were they? Let's make this racial.
I'm 100% sure they were Turkish. Because they were wearing leather jackets.
They could have been Albanians. Albanians love leather jackets, man.
Anyone that's over 40 and from any part of Europe loves leather jackets.
Yeah, fuck. Do you know what?
I've got my dad's leather jackets in my
I like leather jackets, mate. They are good.
It's good, especially if you don't wear anything else.
Fuck. Just a gold chain and leather jackets, mate.
A nice leather jacket still stands up today.
100%, man.
We got so sidetracked. We were talking about your fighting, and now we're talking about
Fuck. Dylan, you'll like the Albanian reference there, mate.
But,
fuck.
Yeah, let's get back to it. So, you've done your Muay Thai.
Yep.
You jumped into MMA.
Yep, did one.
Transition on a guy that had much more fighting.
Yeah.
And you said, this is fucking awesome. I want to do MMA from now on.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
So I was 16. I had I went and fought in America in my third MMA fight.
Really?
Yeah, dude. So I had 3 MMA
fights. Strip club car park?
Nah, it was in like a dodgy, shitty pub. And it was like Team USA versus, this was before IMAF, man. Team USA versus Team Australia versus Team Poland versus Team Ireland.
Who else was in there? Was it just you from here?
Nah, there was Big Freddy Terrapita.
I was going to say it, but I didn't want to say it.
That motherfucker. Vic Grujic. I think that's the correct pronunciation. CT. Vic. Yeah, man. Vic, Freddie, me, Ramel Luistro, Cam Rowe, who's a Dominance. He used to own Dominance, or he's a black belt. And then like Pete Day, Jared Turkelson were from up north in Queensland. So I could be confusing 2 trips together. CTE yet again. First trip was Jeremy, Federal, me, and Ash Powell from Hangar 4. Fuck you, CTE.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, and I fought outside, dude, in a Chicago Heat soccer stadium. I fought outside.
That shit literally happens in America.
100%, bro. 100%. And I fought a guy called Alex White. I think he was like 20-0. And I was like 3-0 in MMA. And the cunt smashed me, bro.
Really?
Oh, he beat me like a redheaded stepchild. It was fucked. And I had a rat tail as well, so it was even worse. But he went on to the UFC. Yeah, and he's still signed to him, and he fought fairly recently. He fought a guy from Kyrgyzstan and lost, but yeah, tough as nails, mate. Fuck, he walked through me like I was a kid, man.
Oh, you were.
I was. Motherfucker. But yeah.
So he beat the shit out of a 16-year-old Joey. I
think I was 17 or 18 by that stage.
Just say 18 for legal purposes.
Yeah, so I probably had like 10 or 12 fights at that stage, but after that, between MMA and Muay Thai, and then my early 20s hit, and I realized chicks and partying's not bad too.
Yeah.
So I stopped training completely for like 2.5 years and just did my thing,
So you completely
completely stopped. I'd been playing high level sport from 10 till 18, 19. Yeah, I'll fix mine too. So yeah, I stopped and tried to find that sort of adrenaline rush in other ways, probably more unhealthy ways. Yeah, fast cars, fast women. You know how it is, mate. Sorry, Grace. Not really. I'm a virgin.
She was the first. There was
Exactly. So yeah, that was like, and then Ed, my coach, who you've met, you know, is quite a character. He'd message me like maybe every. It was kind of exactly like that every 6 months, like basically saying, "Look, Joe, there's something wrong with you. You need this shit." Like, and I'd be like, "Yeah, you're right," and I'd come in and I'd spar like once every 6 months.
If Ed rang me, back to the fucking gym, I would be in my car, dressed ready, going straight back to the gym.
Yeah, man. But you know, so I was too busy doing my. Yeah, I wanted to party, bro. Revs come at me. 161 and revolver.
Wow.
So yeah, I was doing that for a bit, and then
how old are you?
I'm 28 now.
28. You're not far from me.
Yeah, so 20 to 23. That was the partying time. I don't regret it. I don't regret it.
Right.
1 year would have been better than 3, but I don't do things in halves. Then Ed had this American fighter called Charlie Alaniz, who was like a 61 kilo fighter, crazy motherfucker, man. And he was fighting on one of Peter Hatton's shows. And I didn't know this, but Ed said, "Oh, can you come and like, I think Nico was fighting too. Can you come and help in the corner?"
Was that a moment of truth?
Yeah. I reckon it was. And it was my moment of truth. Anyway, Ed got me in, and I looked down at Charlie's toe, and it's all taped up. And I go, "What's wrong with his toe?" And he goes, "Oh, the cunt ripped it off last night." And he was there fighting. And I was like, "Oh, that's sick. Like, I think I'll train on Monday." And then I haven't stopped training every single day.
So that act of sadism brought you...
Kind of, man. It was like... Yeah. So the year before that, I started going to the gym again, like just lifting weights, and I started competing in strongman events. They do it by weight classes. So I was doing that. Yeah, man. Yeah, I fucking really...
Sorry for laughing.
No.
I thought you were fucking around.
No, 100%, man. I really like it. I love those strength sports. Like I used to watch it as a kid. I was
lift Atlas balls.
Yeah, man. I got videos. I'll show you on my phone.
We'll have to put those online.
Yeah, and they had like under 80 kilo events, so I was doing that. But it didn't have that same, you know, like you might drop a weight on your head, but someone's not swinging punches at you, so it didn't have that same bite. So then when I saw Charlie rip his toe off, I was like, "Fuck, got to do that." So yeah, I stopped doing the strength sports and went back to training. And then
had you put on a lot of size?
Yeah, so I was fighting at 70 kilos before, and I'm 6'1", so I hadn't really touched a weight. And then for a year, I was lifting with my strength coach who stayed with me now, and I put on 10 kilos, and I was ripped. Tyler Cosnet, Brent Cosnet, Cosnet Training Systems, Karam Downs, good at it. Shout outs.
Shout out. You got to look after the people. Look after.
Yeah, man. They've been with me for 6 years.
You're looking pretty good, man.
Thank you, mate. I feel good.
No homo, but like
lots of homo.
Really solid and lean.
Some would say tight and terrific.
Yeah, blokes.
Anyway,
you got to have a bit of a flow.
100%. So then I was training for like 2-3 months, and I was like, "Fuck, I need to start." Like the game's changed, man. I need to start wrestling. So I found this wrestling coach who happened to be the national coach in Noble Park. He was the national coach at the time, Costa Kostan, some blah, 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 blah. But yeah, he's like a Russian gentleman who's a fantastic coach. So I started going there, and like my wrestling became really good for a crappy MMA fighter that doesn't really like wrestling. And
but it's essential.
100%. Now I love it probably the most out of everything.
Really?
Yeah. And
it's probably the most difficult too.
100%, man.
It's hard to break a wrestler. Like mentally, physically.
Yeah.
It's hard to break a wrestler.
Just the things it sort of teaches you how to move your body. It's a pretty unique sport. I think if you're a good wrestler, you can be good at any sport. Whereas a soccer player is not going to be able to do backflips and tumbles and stuff like that unless they train specifically for that.
The strength is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I can't. My friend is I think
He's the Turkish Greco guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw him at one of the national camps I
He's
was with.
60-something kilos.
Yeah, those Greco guys are
can't
something
believe
else.
it.
Yeah, man. And you're a big guy. Like,
I'm
yeah.
137 kilos.
Fuck. Thick
Yeah,
boy.
Thickest boy. We'll get Brendan Shaw to send me a bike.
Specialized. Got to get that mountain bike.
Send me one of those goddamn bikes, Brendan Shaw. Yeah, but wrestling, it's a whole new animal.
It is, man. It's sick and it's cool. Like, obviously in Australia, we don't have any wrestling culture. So
because the government does not fucking fund wrestling.
Yeah.
They don't look after wrestling in Australia. Australian government, get your shit together. Help the wrestling.
come on, ScoMo.
Stop making apps.
Oh, and so it's pretty limited talent pool, and the guys I was training with were some of the best in the country, and they were super open and generous with their time. Yeah, he's there. I've done maybe 2 sessions when he's been coaching, but I haven't worked with him exclusively. It's mainly been Kostya and Connor and a guy called Mohammed, which are really, really good. Connor Evans, Scottish guy.
Yep, seen him. I think he's
Doesn't eat any vegetables.
Is he at Empire?
Yeah. So he's a good coach and great training partner. Similar
Is he
to,
carnivore?
I don't know, man. He's Scottish. They just eat chips and fucking
Gravy.
motherfucking and a curry every now and again. Sorry, bro.
We're gonna break every racial stereotype, insult every single fighter in Melbourne.
Yeah, fuck. I'm gonna get fucking shot in my driveway. Fuck.
We don't want to get you shot just yet.
Nah, not yet. Still got a few more good years in me, mate.
We want to see what you're going to do.
Yeah.
With the Rich Franklin. For those who don't know, you fight on the One Warrior series.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Which is kind of like, for all you plebs that aren't watching One, it's free and they have a great app that doesn't track your location. It's sort of like the Dana White's Contender series, but cooler and more Asian.
I call it.
It's an Asian base.
Sort of like tough without the Real Housewives.
Yeah, without the bullshit.
You just fucking fight.
Yeah, and you're fighting for a contract, so everyone's going ham, dude.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of awesome Filipino guys, Thais. It's guys you don't normally see stateside, so it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I've watched both your fights live.
Thank you, man.
I enjoy watching.
Thank you.
Talent
Yeah. Not too big
It's
right now, but yeah, getting that. Mate, I'm big in Asia.
the Asians know me. They are. You made me lose my.
Well, we should get back to how I started competing again after my Revolver hiatus.
That's really going back.
Anyway, so I was at Revs, and then next thing, I'm back training with Ed, and I'm like trying to kick and do all that again, and William Fagan walks into the gym, and he goes, "Look," he wasn't talking to me; he was talking to Ed. He said, "There's this like IMAF thing, and they're doing a world championships. Have you got any guys that are still amateur that would want to do it?" And Ed looks at me and he goes, "Well, Joey's still an amateur." And Will was like, "Oh, no shit. I didn't know that." So then, yeah, I flew to Vegas and fought over there.
What was his nickname yet? The Dark Destroyer.
Me?
No, William Fagan.
I don't know what his nickname was, man. I know his...
Oh, my God. I'm mixing him up with Phil Fagan.
Oh, that's all right.
William Fagan.
Yeah, Will Fagan. He used to run Path to Hex, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that guy.
Wow.
So he was involved with
How
IMAF.
more CTE than you?
Have you seen my eyebrow, dude? It's designed to get punched in the head.
You do have that.
Yeah, man. Deep set eyes. It looks
So
like I'm
Will
wearing sunnies
Fagan
right
was
now.
The first one that
Yeah, he was like, "Do you guys want to do this IMAFA thing?"
he looks like Ben Askren.
Yeah. Fuck.
We used to yell that out to him. We used to be like, Ben Askren. And he
Fuck.
threw the belt on people.
That's
like,
fucking funny, man. I never thought of that.
He does. He looks like Ben Askren.
Just going to adjust this a little bit.
You gotta tighten that up. Make it real tight. I gave you the brand new mic. We just upgraded that. We were supposed to upgrade both of them. You got the new Rude.
Can everyone hear my sultry voice?
Yeah,
This
they
is
can.
love song dedications with Murat and Joseph.
Coming to you live from our bedroom.
Anyway, so Will Fagan got me back into the sport. I owe everything to Will, not my coaches or family or friends. Thank you, Will Illuminati Fagan. Yeah, a bit of a Facebook name change there, mate. Come on, Cobber.
I'm gonna have to beep that out in I think that was his incognito name. You outed him. That was his incognito name. You changed it.
Fuck.
Post production. That's why we don't go live.
No. Everything has to be live. There's no editing on this.
We'll put a raw version out.
So the catch was with the IMAFA thing, getting to the Worlds, is I had to fight at 77 kilos, and I was walking around at 83, and I had to weigh in every day, which was fucked. And I had like 8 weeks to do it. So my strength and conditioning coach is also a sports scientist. He got me down, and I looked like I looked like a skeleton, but I was ripped, made weight. Won the first round against an Austrian guy who's a really nice guy. Got to the top 8 in the world, lost to the eventual 2-time world champ, and then I was hooked into the IMAF stuff, man.
Are you the most successful Australian in IMAF?
I've got the most medals for sure. Olivia.
Why did you bring them?
I'm not really that type of guy, man.
Have you seen Kit Daly does that?
Oh fuck. Yeah, I'm not really that type of guy, man. Like, I talk shit, but I'm not going to wear my medals everywhere just to work, you know? Just so cunts know I'm tough. Tim Doherty, I'm a tough cunt, man. So stop bossing me around at work. Sick of it.
Oh, my God.
Plum Dog Millionaire.
You won the Oceanas?
Yeah.
Worlds, you came third.
Third twice. So 2-time bronze medalist.
And we've spoken to Corey about this. And
Richie Didge and Reed.
They explain how fucking grueling.
Yeah, it's the most fucked up thing I've ever done, man.
While they were over there, I asked you, I go, what's
3-day bender's got nothing on that. I'll tell you that much.
I remember you said to me, the first day is okay, the second day is hard, the third day is hell, and the fourth day made you a man.
I wouldn't say the third day is hell. It's just like fucked up, mate. Hell's a pretty bold statement.
You fight the next day, yeah?
Oh, yeah, man.
See,
you keep winning, you keep fighting. So it's like, yeah, you win, you have the emotional roller coaster of smashing some fucking cunt from who knows where, head kicking a Mexican. And then you're up, you're like, yeah, I'm the fucking man. And then you got to cut weight for the next morning, and you're like, oh, you don't sleep, you're high on all the adrenaline. Then you got to fight the next day, and there's like a million people trying to like get to the weigh-ins on time, and then I get there because I'm fucking crazy. Yeah, well, the first Worlds I did, I went in with a kickboxer's mindset, like stand and bang, bro, you know, let me bang. So I got fucked up, my hands were fucked, my face was fucked. It's a kumite, mate, with weird rash guards. Be better if we were naked.
How are the Russians there?
Mate, they're killers. Everyone's scared of the Russians, except Corey Reeves. Fucking hard cunt, man.
Corey fucking stood his ground.
He's a fucking hard cunt, man.
That guy's like some...
That's a real lot. Yeah. Yeah, dude.
And Corey literally...
Corey took his fucking beating, looked at the cunt and said, I'll see you in a couple of years, mate. And then he took another one on at fucking Gold Coast, and, mate, the cunt's hard as nails, man. That's a real Aussie, mate. Not a fucking soy boy bitch, you know? That's a fucking Vegemite right there, mate.
So, yeah, you kind of mentor them?
I wouldn't say mentor. I would say I'm more like an idol for the boys. And, you know, I've walked the long, hard road, and sort of like a mix between like a father figure and a big brother, you know? Like, I'm relatable like a big brother, but I'm a bit of an authoritarian like a dad, you know?
Yes. All right. So they idolize you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's because I'm good looking.
You're a very handsome fellow. What's your fight name?
Lucky Luciano. Are you familiar with any mob histories?
You told me it's a gangster.
Yeah, there's a Chicago gangster called Charles Lucky Luciano. So my coach thought that would be funny, which I didn't. I wanted to be called the Pitbull.
I'm so grateful.
That's all I wanted to be called as a kid,
Really?
the Pitbull, mate. I fucking love Pitbulls, mate. I got them on my fucking chest, mate.
Oh, do you actually have Pitbull?
Yeah, I got 2 fucking Pitbulls on my chest, mate. They call me Tit Dog now instead of the Pitbull. Fucking bullshit. Miles Grandin, thanks for the nickname, you fucking cunt.
My favourite fighter in the early stages, the Pitbull.
Thiago Alves? There's about 50 Pitbulls, mate.
I love Skip.
Oh, yeah, hairy cunt. That's why, huh?
He actually had a Pitbull as well. His name
Yeah.
was Max.
Yeah, and it was a blue Pitbull. It was actually a bully, not a Pitbull.
Was it?
Yeah, big difference, mate. Trust me, I know my
Really?
fucking... Nah, mate, no.
I offended you.
You have.
Shut up, man.
Nah, that's all right.
let's say. So, yeah, you're not the Pitbull.
Nah, it would have been cool. Like
Don't
the
know.
Pitbull or like...
I don't like cliche fight names.
Nah, it's kind of gay, isn't it?
Like, Rigid Edge is cool.
Yeah, it's
because
Ed comes up with
an
good
American-
names, mate.
An American looked at Aussie King and go, you're Rigid Edge.
Exactly.
And you're lucky Luciano's name.
Makes sense, yeah.
We would have never fucking known that.
Yeah, no shit.
We
I
would've
don't...
known- I would have never known there was a gangster called
Yeah,
Luciano.
yeah, no shit.
And he gave you a cool nickname. And Troy Boy Fumo. I
Makes
like that as
sense.
well. That rhymes.
And plus he's the size of a small boy. Troy, I love you, mate.
Oh, mate, you're incredibly funny asshole.
Not really. I'm just kind of fucked up, but that's all right. You got to know yourself.
I knew this was. I told everybody when I posted
I hope-
that this is going to be a wild one. So everyone's buckled in.
Look, I'm at a level 3 on a scale of 10, mate.
Oh,
I don't want to get you taken off the air.
this is probably going to get taken.
It's going to get flagged.
YouTube's gonna
It's
flag
going to get
this.
flagged. Yes.
Dude, we started with copyright material at the start, playing music and shit. I'm going to have to mute all that out as
Do you
well.
know what that song was from?
Some absolute.
Yeah.
It's Turkish show.
Yeah, man.
How do you know so much about the Turkish culture?
So-
You're Italian.
Yeah, I am. I
Were you
am.
born here?
I was. So I'm actually half Italian. I'm half as good as I could be.
What's the-
Nah, my mum's a Pom, so I'm a first generation Aussie. So my old man's Italian, and my mum's a Pom. And how do I know so much about Turks?
Yeah.
I know a lot about a lot of cultures, mate. I find it very fascinating. And you guys did have one of the greatest civilizations for quite a period of time. So the Ottomans.
Yeah. Have you watched that docu film on Netflix?
No.
It's
Okay,
incredible.
I'll definitely check that out.
It is really fucking good. It is probably as good. Have you watched that show Ertugrul?
Yeah, I'll call it Resurrection for our English speak. If you're into cheesy Turkish
Where Turkey
Game of Thrones, but no tits.
Halal.
Yeah, halal Turkish Game of Thrones. You should watch it. It's actually a fun show.
It is. It's really cool, and it gets you G'd up.
Yeah,
Gets you really G'd up.
And- it made me sort of look into like the history of the Turkish tribes, mate,
yeah,
which was cool.
It's a very extensive.
Yeah, it was awesome. So
Yeah, but you know a lot of stuff there. Like you can't all be. You must have a very deep interest in.
I've
culture.
got a very active mind. Some might call it. Some might call it ADD or hyperactive.
Riddle.
No, the Ritalin chills me out, mate.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No.
Not especially not a podcast.
So yeah, I've extensively I'd love to go to Turkey one day. You know, I'd love to go to Cappadocia, Göbekli Tepe, the Big Blue Mosque,
Yeah.
like all those spots, man.
Yeah. As a Turk, you go there once and then you're like, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, but for me,
Yeah.
you know, that's like your culture, so it's not hasn't got that novelty. Whereas
I've
for
been
me, it
to
does.
11 times.
Yeah. So it'd probably be cool for you to take, you know,
I'd rather
someone
go to
that
Mexico.
that hasn't been to show them, then you go again. But there is one thing
Maybe you can fight there one day.
that'd be kind of cool.
It's growing. MMA's growing in Turkey.
That'd be cool. They've got a massive. They're into K1,
Yeah.
so hopefully MMA.
Suck.
Yeah, the Turks are hard, man. So that'd be cool. I do like. Do you know much about Turkish dogs, Kangal?
Yeah.
Sivas Kangal. Yeah.
It's the Anatolian Shepherd.
Yeah.
For the white people.
Yeah, man. They're fucking sick. So that might be on the next list for dogs, I guess. Oh, here. No shit. Does he like breed them?
I don't think you can breed them here yet. I think
Okay.
kind of like they smuggle people. I think
Yeah. That's sick, man.
Greece or something, 'cause you can't get them out of Turkey.
Yeah, okay.
Right,
Fuck,
there's a
that's
story.
wild.
But in Turkey, they actually defend
Yeah, the flocks from wolves, right?
bears.
Bears too.
What bears, man?
Fuck, and they've got those cool spiked collars, and it's a beautiful dog. Yeah. Yeah, no shit.
And there's different grades of those things too, man.
Yeah, okay.
There's one from Maine and stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy animal. But very sensitive animal too.
Oh, just like me, mate.
Really sensitive animal. Like will protect you to the death, but if you hurt its feelings, they kind of get upset with you.
Fuck.
Legit. But it won't attack you or something.
Yeah, it'll just
ignore you.
That's crazy,
It'll
man.
Piss off your missus and she doesn't talk to you for a while.
I never piss my missus off.
I do.
Gracie, you tell him I'm a good man.
You are a good man. So, back to fighting.
Yep.
I love that we're just jumping and coming back.
Well, you're getting a small glimpse into my mind.
That's exactly how my mind works too. I can't maintain a straight train of thought.
So, yeah, that's probably one of the reasons I like fighting so much. We've got a special guest. This is brilliant.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you motherfucker. You motherfucker.
He's real famous. Get his signature.
You're a motherfucker. You set this up, didn't you?
I set this up.
Fuck. Fuck.
He's so famous.
This is sick.
He smells good too.
Mate, I haven't seen you for fucking 6 weeks, dude.
Excuse me, are you maintaining social distancing for us?
It's been so good. Fuck, I haven't seen you for so long, man.
Really?
Man, are you able to sign something for me?
Of course.
Man, are you able to put a signature on this for me, please?
Yeah, gold can.
I did tell you guys, they don't look up to me as a role model, they idolize me.
Please, just one.
This is me
I want to be that guy.
kicking a Yakuza in the face, mate.
Who's that? Sakuraba?
Nah, this is Koji Shakua. And he is hard as fucking nails, that motherfucker.
I'm gonna get you a chair. You gonna jump in with us for a little bit?
You're a fucking funny fucker.
You got a boogie?
No.
Can you get off your phone, mate?
I'm lost for words.
This is fucking bullshit.
Yo. Yeah, man, you signed it.
Oh, bro, you should be.
He's here in blood. You don't believe me?
You should be an
I've
actor,
already
mate.
taken 5
Corey Reeves.
Let's hit this man.
Fuck, mate. Here.
I've got to go. I'll get it to the framers first thing in the morning. Oh, no worries. See you, man.
We'll get you a chair.
Now the kings of Fight Kingdom are offline. Got a few things I'd like to say. So, the local MMA scene's growing and it needs support, and it's great to see these guys on board. You know, lifting Corey up, sponsorship, all of that exposure. It's rare, and get behind these guys and give them some support. It's a cool brand. It's no Joma, but it's a cool brand, you know. Fuck, they're gonna stab me now, mate. But support your local industries, support your friends. Don't ask people that are your mates for a discount. Pay them full price, mate. Support your local people. Don't fucking try and cheapskate them. So, I think.
Corey's turned up to grab some gear.
Fuck.
Turn up to pick up this hoodie.
Fuck, look at that. That's some fresh merchandise.
That is limited edition gold standard.
So is part of the sponsorship that Corey lives here and he sleeps in the same bed as
He
you?
just burst
Because
into-
what the fuck is going
he
on,
just
mate?
burst into live
This is
podcast.
bullshit.
Shit
This is
out of
fucking
us.
bullshit. Man, I thought we were getting raided by the cops. I nearly called Nico to tell him to fuck off again. Fuck. Fuck. Oh, man.
Pull up a chair. Spend 10 minutes with her.
Come on, man.
You want 10
No.
minutes?
Look, it's my day every day.
We're on a roll. We're going to be going for a while. So
Come on,
City, man. Give us 10 minutes of some Bridgie ditch. And we'll show people your shorts as well.
Shorts? Come on, mate.
Bring your chair.
No.
They're not halal, those shorts, mate. Fuck. Reggie, we're just talking about 50 different topics in 1 minute, but
we have had no structure in this
we
podcast
just finished about my first Worlds and how fucking hard it is, man. And how few people understand it, except you and the other Australians that have done it. But the IMAF. So I did first Worlds in Vegas, Oceania, 2 Worlds in Bahrain, 1 in Singapore, and 1 in South Africa. Yeah, and that's given me CTE and I can't remember anything. But I think it was hard because I do forget things now. But my style from the first one where I went as a kickboxer changed. I had to grapple a lot more. I noticed all the other successful countries were grappling for the first few fights and then letting the hands go in the last one. Or
How funny is it that we were talking about his grappling?
Yeah.
And then he just bust through the fucking
It was nearly like set it up or something, man.
Nah, I didn't. I didn't set it up for
on the side. I knew
Fuck.
No, he actually was going to pop in to grab that hoodie.
No shit.
So have you explained back to back what it's like?
We just
Yeah, we did. I don't think the words can kind of describe it. You know, like you have a hard workout and everyone's like, oh my God, I got thumbs. I can't sit on the toilet. Imagine some fucking Swedish cunt's just broken your arm, mate. And then you got to try and fight the next day. Or like you get a flash knockdown and you're rocked and then you finish the guy and then you got to try and fight the next day.
Not only that, on top of traveling halfway around the world.
And you've traveled halfway around the world. It was pre-COVID, so it's not so crazy.
300 other fighters from around the world, and you're making weight each day at getting up at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
making sure you're on weight.
It's kind of
amongst 300 other fighters plus.
It is crazy, man. Not just from a fighting aspect, but you know, getting up for work at 5 a.m. and working a full day and then training is nothing compared to that. Like once you fought 3 or 4 days in a row, you can do anything, man. It shows you the power of your mind.
Do you listen to Joe Rogan?
I do.
Remember
I do.
Giving shit to that movie Warrior.
When he was saying that, so he's going, that movie Warrior, they fight twice in 2 days. That never happens. That's Hollywood shit. And I'm thinking, motherfucker, I fought fucking 4 times in 4 days, you fucking cunt. Fucking.
And you did it, and you went back for more. So it is possible.
It is possible.
You
But look,
guys didn't elbow.
no elbows, and the gloves are a little bigger. So it does. But all that does is stop cuts.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. And the rash guards, you can't show off your tats. But that's the only difference.
If you're too fucked up, do they pull you out?
Oh, yeah, man. People get... Andy Stanway, who was Australia's first medalist at 84, he went to, I think, 2017 Worlds, got into a full-on K1 fight with, like, this Spanish dude. He couldn't walk the next day, man.
You pulled out.
He didn't pull out. They pulled him out. He's a lion, mate. But... You know, you wheel him up to a fight in a wheelchair, and he can't do it. So they just say, shh. The medicals are extensive.
How beefy is he looking?
I've been lifting some weights.
What are you weighing now?
Weighing? I haven't even jumped on a scale, bro. This is off. Like I've been eating clean and just lifting heaps. Like this, apart from the
fucking juice.
Hoping stereo comes back.
Yeah, oh fuck. Apart from people dying from COVID, this lockdown's been the best thing ever.
I remember you couldn't get past that. That's probably why you look so lean.
Exactly. I've just been eating kangaroo and rice.
How much are you guys looking forward to getting back into the...
Yeah, it's been crazy not training for the last 8 weeks. I don't know how I've done it. Fuck.
So you guys haven't trained at all?
Nah, not once, allegedly. You know? Allegedly...
No comment.
No comment.
I got one of those signs on my door. They can't come in.
I'm a person. I'm a man, not a person.
Section 12.
Section 12, Geneva Convention.
Oh, wait, hold on.
These are directives.
If you say Section 12, you've got to breathe really heavily
Fuck.
Station 12, chaps.
Do you know what that video told me? We live in the fucking greatest country in the world, where cops can rock up to raid your facility and you can tell them to fuck off, mate, because of the laws.
It was like he was Braveheart.
Mate, if this was in Ukraine, you reckon that would have worked? They would have kicked in the door, beat him up, and got everyone that was allegedly in the gym. He's stubborn. Look at his fucking head, mate.
If you do that in Turkey,
Mate, the Turks will fuck you up, man.
Beat the living shit out of you. There's no chance. But
This is the best country, mate.
It is.
In that way.
We've got soft cops.
Yeah. Like, it's
But he did it intelligently.
for sure. And he wasn't a dickhead. And I like the respect he did show for the cops too. Like, he wasn't being a cocksucker at all. He was just stating some facts, and it's nice to see that dialogue. You know, I hope everything ends all right for him because he is a good man.
Well, he's a very good man, and we're very proud of him. Like we said earlier in the podcast.
Yeah.
So let's talk about. You went with him to the one fight, yeah?
Yeah. So
When you fought Sakuraba.
yeah, I'll tell you how the one thing sort of came about. So I did always want to go pro. Having those 3 years off made me realize I need to have more amateur fights before I go pro because I had some time away from the sport. So I got to the last world champs I did and finished bronze again. And part of me was like, fuck it. Like, I'm never going to stop going until I get the gold. Like, I'll do this for 10 years, man. I don't care.
Sounds exactly like what you said, man.
Like I'll be 40 and rocking up and they're like, fuck, this cunt's here again, you know?
Fighting is
And like, I know all the rules and shit and I like cheat. But then I heard through the grapevine that one was doing a trial in Sydney. And I was sparring with some guys that were going to this trial. And, you know, I've had no pro fights. No one knows me really. But, you know, I go all right for a fucking amateur. And so I'm like,
some idolize you.
some may idolize me. So I put my application in for this trial. I'm like, fuck it. What have I got to lose? I'll get told no. I get told no every day. It's just one of those things. Put my application in. They send me like this generic email back. I'm like, oh, cool, whatever, you know. Then they contact me and say, you've got a contract. I'm like, what the fuck? All right, like, sick.
Straight to one. Like you didn't even.
Yeah. They asked for some footage and stuff like that, and yeah, it just worked out. And when that happened the previous year from there back, I think I'd fought 14 times in 12 months. So I'm fucking rearing to go, mate. And then I had to wait a little bit, and then they got me on. And Corey was in Bali at the time with his girlfriend or fiance, sorry. Yeah, he was training his fucking left arm, mate. Hey, on the fucking tinnies, cunt. And so he popped over, and I had my first pro fight on OWS against fairly experienced Japanese guy who was fucking hard, bro.
Yeah, but you fought really well.
Yeah.
Very controlled.
So, like, for the last 2 years, I've been primarily grappling. So, at heart, I like to punch cunts in the head. So, I thought, yeah, I'll give it a crack. So, I just basically had a shitty kickboxing fight with Yakuza dude and won.
And then you jumped back in again. Was he Brazilian?
Yeah, then, so that Rich Ace Franklin had a chat to me after. And, you know,
He's been like this the whole fucking
it's pretty, like, yeah, he said, he didn't say I'm a superstar. I'll wait for him to say that. Thanks, Richard. But he said, you know, it's impressive how you listen to your coach. You're obviously very experienced for a dude that's just had his first pro fight. Good job. So left what I thought was a good impression. Then I got a call up to fight this fucking monster with 150 Muay Thai fights and like 25 pro MMA fights. And I'm fucking got CTE, not really, but I think I got fucking balls, mate. You know, like I would fight anyone on that roster. So had a prep, lead up to it, and then got there and fought and just couldn't execute my game plan. My game plan was to get on top of him and pound him, and I got him down and did all right. And then, yeah, obviously the dude's training hard as fuck full time, and he's a pro athlete, and I'm still working full time as a plumber and like trying to do double sessions at night and getting home from training late and
So
not being able to put in 110%.
You're fighting a full-time athlete while you're working as a plumber.
Yeah.
And then going to train and maintain
Yeah.
your diet.
Like, it's not an excuse. I reckon I can still beat him, but it makes a fucking difference. So after that, some of the coaches from Bali MMA were there, and we just got chatting. We went out for dinner, and one of them, Mike, said to me, "Look, if you actually want this, you can't work a full-time job, mate. You got to have a real crack at it." I looked at him and went, "Yeah, that's true." So I came back and made plans to sort of quit my job and head over to Bali.
Which you did.
Yeah, which I did, to head over there for a trial camp. Like I didn't say to the guys at Bali that I wanted to move there or anything. I just went there with two other guys from our gym that had some IMAF stuff coming up. Just went there to see how it was. I didn't want to say any commitments in case it was no good, not where I wanted to be. Did the 6 weeks there and went, yeah, this is brilliant. And I quit my job. Like perfect training, great vibe, awesome trainers. So then came back for these guys to fight on the Oceania. Flew into the Gold Coast. Watched Corey do a really good job. And then I was ready to fly back over to Bali, sort of long term. Yeah, well, I came back. My grandma died as well, so I came back for a funeral. Yeah, thank you, man. So I came back for the funeral, and just like I'm the oldest male in my family, so it's I just wanted to be around my family and my parents and stuff, and then the fucking Rona hit, dude, and now I'm here with I had no job and I couldn't train, so I was fucking hating it for like a week, and then put some feelers out, and my old company, Your Air Services, put me straight back on, and have got me slaving away like a motherfucker.
As soon as all this clears up,
so I'm actually like a little bit of a James Bond, and got a few things I can arrange to get out of the country, you know. But yeah, as soon as this fucking as soon as this is up, like I want to get over there. It depends if this is like going to be 2-3 years. I'm gonna start like XFC demolition. Get me on it. You know, I want to fight. I'll fight anyone,
anytime,
anytime, anywhere, except Sundays and maybe some Friday nights.
What's Bali MMA like? Because to me, they kind of just popped out.
So they've been there for a long time, but they heavily fight on one. A lot of their guys, and I suppose for me, I never really considered them. I'd trained in Thailand before, and then I, just saw them around the traps. There's actually, I think, a few other Aussie guys that have been there long term.
Did you train there?
Trained his left hand in Bali and Kuta, mate.
Just keeps talking.
He trained in Kuta.
I'll try and fight.
And so they've got 2 Kiwi striking coaches, 3 American wrestlers with black belts, and and then a heap of pro fighters.
Are they? What's the sizes like?
So a lot of them are smaller.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
But there's extra large in Asia, medium in Australia. But there's I took the 2 training partners from Melbourne with me that are 84 kilo guys, and then they've got a couple of guys there, Aussie guy and somewhere else, who are 10 pro fights, really skilled, good guys. So to me, if you get 6 good dudes, a great striker, great jiu-jitsu guy, good wrestler, and a couple of all-rounders, you build a camp around that with the coaches they've got there, you'd be unstoppable, man.
How many Aussies are there now?
Oh, right now, fuck all. Everyone's run away.
I mean,
There's heaps.
If shit wasn't.
There's mainly
bona fide.
there's actually a lot of Kiwis there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all right.
So that he can get some more sparring partners because he's punched the fuck out of everyone in Melbourne.
That's not true.
That's very true.
That's not true.
No, it's,
Corey's uncle Jay will not attest to that.
I think he sent through a fan question.
Oh
He
fuck!
did. But we already answered it.
What was it?
When did he start fighting and why?
Oh, that's a shit question, Jay. You should have asked how many scotches I drink before I have a pad session, mate. And or you should have asked what my favorite recipe to cook is, which is peeled apples, peeled nashi pears, shaken in lemon juice, and open. It's revolutionary. I've come up with it. No one else has ever thought of it before.
Did he just give away a family recipe?
It's my recipe, mate.
Oh man, he's outed so many people.
I actually don't even want to be here.
Fuck.
He has outed so many people.
Famous to
that
infamous.
We have to edit.
No editing. If I've said no editing, he can't edit out every time I've said no editing. So you know he's edited all the funny stuff out.
Post production is going to take 4 weeks. This way, because he actually outed someone's secret Facebook name.
Fuck him. It's funny, mate.
It is funny.
If I can work it out, the feds can work it out, mate. I tell you that much.
Obviously, I don't know if you pre-podcast scotches.
Of course, mate.
CT and podcast scotches.
Fuck. Just for the record, so I don't have a lawsuit filed against me, I do not have CTE. I get regular CAT scans, and my brain is working fine.
So you kind of said you'll fight anyway,
Yeah.
so you can do that.
Yeah. Look, I assume, obviously there's a contract in place. Not going to go over that. But I assume with this current global crisis that if you're stuck in your country, you can fight there. Yeah. It'd be cool. I haven't fought in Melbourne for like 4 years. So
And you haven't fought as a pro.
never.
It'd be good to get
It'd be really cool, man.
to have your family.
Be cool to have not so much my family, but all my friends and sponsors and
Corey and one other guy.
are we friends now?
Did we just become best friends?
We became friends.
Still do karate in my garage.
Fuck. So yeah, it'd be kind of cool to fight in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And I'll have to speak to my work about severely reducing my hours and upping my pay,
I think
so that I can train as a pro.
Octoberish.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone's
Word on the street. Yeah.
Yeah, to have shows.
If the borders open before then, I'm going to shoot off because I said to myself, I don't want to have.
How much does it cost to fly
Another
back here
pro-
for a fight, though?
Yeah,
Where's
nothing.
your underground fighting here?
No, that's.
Oh.
sick.
And I will do bare knuckle gypsy fights for cash.
Cash.
Under the
money.
table, Corey.
That's what it's going to get to.
If seriously,
if
it's going to get
Comrade
wild.
Dan and the Scotty
Like a week
doesn't know.
after everything turned to shit. Didn't we? We
Yeah,
talked about it.
yeah, we were.
If Scotty and Dan don't fucking shape up,
Your Comrade Dan.
on,
Yeah, it's going to be weird.
we're gonna have
Or
like
we
an
just
app like
break out
Tinder
in
for punch on.
My dream fight would be 2 crocodiles, mate. Me versus 2 crocodiles, small ones. Come on, let's not get outrageous.
Like this?
Well, it depends what size though.
Like
What foot?
3-footers,
2 off.
2 of versus me in
Money's on the clock.
in an octagon. I don't want it in the ring because someone will fall out the ropes. Been there, done that. But if anyone wants to pay that, we'll put it up on UFC Fight Pass.
We get a contract.
Have
Yeah.
it on Fight Island.
Yeah.
Fight Kingdom presents.
But they gotta do-
garage
they-
fights.
They got to do something soon, mate.
They do,
It's getting
because
weird.
How good did you feel watching a fight last weekend?
Do you know what? I haven't watched it.
No, get out of the studio. Literally,
It's not Joey and it's not one. So
it was
I only rewatch my own fights.
it was that first part of like normality I felt in a very long
Oh
time.
yeah, because fucking Tony Ferguson and Gaethje are normal, mate. That's normal. You got to worry if that's your normality, man.
You're heading towards the Ferguson territory at this rate.
I'll throw holy water on you. Be gone,
Did you-
COVID. Be gone. Ah!
Do you follow that preacher?
Yeah,
Abdul
Kenneth
Hunt.
Copeland.
Is that his name?
Yeah, dude.
What was it? Abdul Hunt.
COVID be gone.
You just purified my studio.
Oh shit!
Good to see
For our
you.
Mate.
little my marbles listening to you. two talk.
Lovely to see you, man.
Wait till you listen back on this, man.
Once the gym,
That'd be the first thing I'll be doing.
Oh my god.
hey Corey Reeves. Once the gym's open back up, I'll see you again, mate. It's been good. It's been great not seeing you. Yeah. Say hi to your family for me. Yeah. No worries, mate. Oh yeah. Yeah, sick. Let's get back to me.
So, Uh,
I haven't talked about myself enough on this podcast.
where do you see it going from here?
The COVID or me?
Yeah.
Me? So I want to get this fucking contract, bro. I want to fight out my
So
contract.
you're not guaranteed a contract when you go on
No.
the track.
So they,
You gotta earn it.
yeah, you're fighting for a contract, mate. You're fighting to put bread in your family's.
On Contender Series, I think if you fuck someone up on the night, you
Yeah,
find
which
out.
can happen on OWS. Like I got fucked up on
Come
the.
back on Contender. Like,
Nah. Well, you can. Some guys have fought on it twice, yeah. So, like, even though I lost my last fight, I got fucked up. They liked me being a punching bag, so they gave me a little bit extra, you know? So it's kind of like Contender Series, but cooler. Way better.
So,
I support one more than UFC. My new overlords.
We've talked about this on the show.
Yep.
One is actually a bigger show.
For sure.
It's a lot bigger. People don't realize that.
And the best thing is it's free.
And especially for guys like Troy.
Oh, man. Troy would be a sick fit on one. He's exciting. They would appreciate him for being a small, good-looking man.
Yeah.
Like,
Little Italian heart.
yeah, dude. Like, that'd be perfect for him. If I was him, you'd probably look at the UFC and go, look,
There's nothing in the UFC for that weight division.
no.
You lose Cejudo, superstar.
Well, he's
dollar
done, man.
stuff.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah, which is shit. It's
Which is
shit.
But
No one wants to see little dudes fight.
which is stupid.
Well,
because-
actually, no. Dumb rednecks don't want to see little dudes fight. I do. You do. Troy's exciting as fuck, man.
No, his last fight, that was before he was even.
The Oceana or the one on... Because he fought at Oceana's. Yeah, it was sick, dude. He fought that dude, yeah, from Malaysia, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a fucking sick fight, man.
that was like top notch fight.
Yeah, there was a snooze fest on before it, and then that came on, and it was fucking sick, man.
I think was that the big boys.
It might have been the heavyweights. Sorry, Cam Dempsey, I love you, bro, but that was fucked. Yeah, and I know why he fought like that. I can appreciate that, but you know,
You know what DJ Smack?
no way, dude. Who wants to get cracked by a 100-something kilo Islander, man? Fuck that.
Shout out to him too. He's a monster. So
Fuck that. I'd run, man. And he's probably faster than me too, the fucker.
The show is like I would prefer not to be pressed up against the cage the whole fight, but
Well, look, I'd prefer to kick people in the face, but it doesn't always happen, mate. You got to make your own destiny. Manifest it, bruh.
you do that. Yeah, coming back to one, you'd be one of the bigger boys there. Yeah?
No, they've got,
They got the heavyweights. And
Yeah,
stuff,
like, normally on the cards, there'll be like,
but they're more exciting fights of the lower division.
oh, yeah, dude, because they go. The premier weight, I would say, is 65. So you got to take into account that's a hydrated 65. So they're really, to the Western eyes, they're 61 kilo fighters. Like I fight at 84 hydrated.
When you say hydrated weight, can you explain that?
So in one, you don't have a water cut. You get hydration tested. So say you're fighting on Monday, you have to weigh in Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Does that include the Warrior Series?
All one events, multiple weigh-ins. It's much safer, in my opinion. It's similar to an IMAF style. So for me, the transition was no biggie. Some guys that do a 24-hour water cut and still try and fight at the weight class they do struggle, don't pass the piss test, lose, I think, a percentage of their purse, and management's not real happy with them. So you just go off a weight class. You're a 70 kilo guy. Oh, fuck, mate. Without a doubt.
Your
you're not saunaing it out. And a lot of people aren't using science to weight cut. So they're sucking fluids out where they shouldn't be. They're not rehydrating. They're not getting their salts back in. And they are fucked when they get
When
cracked.
you're dehydrated, you can't rehydrate efficiently for the next day.
No.
And your brain is basically rattling around in a
Oh, yeah. I think they say 1 to 3% dehydration has an effect on performance. 1 to 3%. Dudes are sucking out over 10% of their body weight in fluid.
You ever watch that video of Cyborg cutting?
Oh, that was horrendous,
That can
man.
get fucked.
That's horrendous,
That shouldn't
dude.
be allowed. Right.
It's horrendous, man. Like, before I knew anything and before I knew how to cut weight, done similar things where people have been dragging me out of the sauna. And 100%, that affects your thyroid. That affects,
But the other guy's doing it too.
Not really. Not everyone's doing it, man.
Well, the majority of the time when you're cutting weight to fight at a certain division, the guy you're
Oh,
fighting is
yeah.
cutting
Yeah,
weight.
the same. So you're both fucking each other up to then
why
fuck
just
each other up again.
Why just
It's
why not just
stupid.
fight at your weight, which is what one does.
Well, everyone, look, there is ways to game the system in everything.
Teach us how.
There's ways to get around everything. But as far as I'm concerned, one is their weighing procedure is by far the best. IMAFs is good, but they're not hydration testing you. You're just weighing every day.
You get juice tested.
Yeah. Yep. The top. So because they're trying to one or IMAF, sorry.
Either.
I personally haven't been juice tested in one, but they do it. In IMAF, I have been tested twice. Yeah. And it's normally if you look jacked and sexy.
Is it Asada that does it?
It might be World. Asada's Australian. Yeah, it's World Anti-Doping. Yeah. WADA. Yeah, it's expensive for them to do, man.
So
Costs money.
Is it random? They just turn up and do it, or they let you know?
It's at events.
So you're fighting and they'll be like, hey, come
Yeah.
piss in there.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously it's logical you choose the guys that look the most jacked or the guys that are winning. Makes sense, right? So it is random in a sense.
Well, man, we've been doing this for an hour and 20.
Fuck.
This is the longest podcast. I usually cut them off for 45 minutes.
I actually did another podcast probably a month ago.
How dare you.
And I know, what a whore. And it was the longest podcast he's ever done. So I think I'm going to have to keep this running and keep talking cunts. Yeah, man.
What we're planning on doing is getting you, none enough that just left,
Corey Reeves.
and if we can, we want to add into the mix Big Bad Ed.
Oh, shit. Now, that would be fucking sick. That'll be really fun, actually.
That would be an absolutely hilarious podcast.
It will be. Fuck. Yeah, that'd be cool. I reckon he'd be down for that. He's got some exciting things coming up for him in life and all of that as well. So
Fun to listen
he's a fun guy, man. And
when I first met you guys that day at the gym, I was not expecting it to be that fun.
oh yeah, dude. He's one of a kind, man. He's one of a kind, and yeah, I've been really lucky to have him in my life, mate. Like,
It's so beautiful.
yeah, it is. It is. He's led a really good example for all of us. He's a good man.
On the show before, I've spoken a lot about how important sponsorships are.
Yep.
And how they kind of allow athletes to achieve their dreams, their goals, and how difficult it is for you guys to financially be stable and support yourselves during camp and leading up to fights. So, do you want to give a quick shout out to your sponsor, because I know they've done a lot?
Yeah, man. I'll start off with sort of my first sponsor, which is Cosnet Training Systems and Tyler. They've been with me for 6 years. They've made me the fighter I am. So thank you, CTS and the CTS crew. Your Air Services have come to the party and not worked me too hard to the bone before fights. Been very understanding, and they pay my wage every week, no matter how good a job or poor a job I do. So thank you to Tim, Steve, and Lee. And Joma, man, which is my equipment brand. They've jumped on board and done a really good job, and I love the kits. They're very sexy Euro soccer player, which really is me. So it's been awesome to have them on board.
As an apparel manufacturer,
Yeah.
I have massive respect for Joma
Yeah.
jumping on board and helping our fighters.
Yeah. Like I'm the first. They don't do fighters, man.
No,
And
I used to wear it for soccer.
Yeah, same. So it's cool that it's come full circle for me with the soccer and futsal, and then now with the fight gear. So
Yeah, it's amazing. And if there is anyone out there who wants to jump on board with this very talented, charismatic, full of beans,
full of beans. That's a polite way of saying it.
beans fighter, he, as you can tell, he will get your name out there. He will get some attention, and he is fighting on one of the biggest shows in the world. So a lot of you know Volkanovski and Whittaker because they fight in the UFC, but one is up there and he's on his way up there with them. So
thank you, man. Thank you.
Jumping on as a sponsor, do it now while you can before it gets way too famous.
Oh, thank you, man.
Well, thanks for coming on. This has absolutely been the funnest podcast.
We didn't get to the fan questions.
There was only two.
Yes.
There was only two. And you already answered both of them.
Okay, perfect. I do that.
It was amazing.
Look, and if anyone's got any questions,
we'll do this again. We'll 100% do this.
Holler at your boy.
Oh, boy. Thanks for going. And as per usual, fightkingdom.com.
Support your local apparel companies.
We have a whole new winter range coming out. Kids ranges come out. We have a lot of exciting new products coming through. So jump on fightkingdom.com. Follow us on all our socials. Fight Kingdom TV on YouTube. Fight Kingdom MMA on